It's time for our New Zealand's version of American Gothic. Here we go. Conversation this morning based on the teachers' strike. They talked about other things, but mostly it was about the teachers' strike. It's quite a long clip, this. I'm sure we'll cut in and out of it. But talking to Chloe and talking to whoever this guy is, I've never seen him before, about the teachers' strike and what they're wanting, what they're asking for, what should they be getting.
David, are you being a bit stingy on 1%?
Yes.
Yes. Next question.
Yes, I am.
I think you've got to look at it in the wider context. Teacher pay's gone up about 14% in the last few years, much faster than most workers in New Zealand can dream of in this economy and the conditions everyone's...
And in case this is a clip on YouTube by itself, as we've just been informed, 14% still leaves them 11% behind where they were in the mid-80s.
Yeah, I want to see the trend, because I would imagine it's nothing for fucking ages and then a jump and then nothing for fucking ages.
So what David Seymour said is correct, YouTube clip, but the 14% didn't get them to sort of pay parity 2025, 26. It got them to still being double figures behind where they would be if you took the 1985 salary and just based on inflation, took it to 2025. So yeah, it's sort of a very clever, dirty trick, which is so surprising from David Seymour.
Face lately. If you look at the average teacher, they're now over $100,000, 60% of teachers earning more than that. And I just think to go to a strike...
I remember that. I think, isn't the average salary 90 now? Am I right on that? Or the average household salary is 90? So to earn 100 is not that far off your average. So saying that in 2025 is not perhaps as big of a deal as it was perhaps 10 years ago.
Strike after a few days of negotiating, maybe a little bit trigger happy, and frankly at a time when students are starting to look at exams and so on, I would have thought that a bit more negotiating would have been responsible. But look, the union leadership have made those choices and put teachers, I suspect, in a difficult position.
Yeah, does he have a point there, Chloe? Because they didn't even take it to the membership for a vote. They just went straight to a strike, right?
Yeah, look, from what I understand, this is the lowest pay offer that teachers have received in a generation, and teachers will not be striking for no reason whatsoever. They are not doing this lightly. Teachers don't do what they do for the glory, and they definitely don't do it for the paycheck, but they have to live, and they are facing the same cost of living pressures that all of us are facing. But I think that this really comes to a bigger question that we have to ask ourselves as New Zealanders. What kind of society do we actually want to live in? Do we want to live in one where we continue to see our health sector and our education system and all of the things that we rely on for a good life, for a functional society, continue to deteriorate because we refuse to, and successive governments refuse to make the requisite investment to make those sectors flourish, which in turn means that all New Zealanders have the opportunity to flourish. And genuinely, Ryan, I think that at the end of the day, we should be a country that values, celebrates, champions, and properly resources the people who build this country every single day.
I agree.
Those are our nurses, those are our teachers, those are our firefighters.
Do you know what?
And we can do that by fixing our tax system.
You have no complaints from me here.
So this is where you see the 2-on-1. Ryan Bridge and David Seymour against Chloe Swarbrick. And can I just confirm, the median annual household gross income in New Zealand for 2024 was $105,000. So to have one person earning 100K, it's not bad money, but it's also not amazing. If you were a family with young kids and one party chose not to work, then basically that salary would give your household about the average household income. Just putting in context what the 60% earning over 100,000 actually means in 2025.
Yeah, but the issue is, I mean, you look at Fitch yesterday about we're in a deficit. We can't be doling the money out and spending the money like, we're at the casino, when we're in a deficit and we're not even paying down our debt, the servicing costs of which are near on $10 billion.
Yeah, but Ryan, why aren't we paying down our debt? So we have this big lump of gold that goes into our coffers, a huge lump of money. like a pile of gold in the Hobbit, and if we need a certain amount to pay our debts, but the government takes like half of that or a third of that or a quarter of that pile and gives it to big tobacco and gives it to landlords and gives it in tax breaks, then there's less in that pile to pay down the debts. So there was plenty of money to do that and possibly offer a decent raise to our public workers, nurses, teachers, etc. But the government's made choices to give away. We could easily add up $20 billion without even touching the sides. And that could be, if the government wanted to be as austere with the workers, that could be $20 billion off the debt. If they had to direct it there rather than to big tobacco, landlords and in tax cuts. So, yeah. So we're not going to play this game. Do you want to say anything before I push play, Joey?
Yeah, look, I just want to caution about being too mean on Ryan Bridges. There's not a single solitary thought going on behind those beautiful brown eyes. Every opinion he's ever had comes via an earpiece. But yeah, equating educating our children with gambling at the casino is a weird fucking position.
He's equating the money, paying your teachers. But yeah, that's about education.
Paying your teachers is somehow a gamble. Right. Yeah. Gotcha. Look, yesterday we put up a chart showing that our debt loading is so low compared to so many countries that we don't even feature on that list. So this whole thing of like, we've got too much debt is bullshit. It is fine to borrow for things that are worth it.
Things like infrastructure. Imagine it's the government version of building a house. No one buys their house outright. We borrow in a long-term investment and we pay it back. Whatever the government equivalents of that are, roads and, I don't know, ferries and terminals and stuff that are going to be around, hospitals for 100 years, fine. No problems. Tax breaks, Nicola? Not so much. Not
a lifetime of education.
Yep.
For our citizenry.
Yeah. Fine. All right, we'll keep going. I was wondering, I don't know why I was wondering this. I wonder if Ryan Bridge will lose confidence when he goes bald. There's something about him which I think he is going to be a bald man at some stage. I don't know why I think that. Perhaps it's the soothsayer in me coming out.
It's all the cooking oil that he puts in his hair.
Maybe.